Hi everyone, welcome to Data Server. My name is Taiwo. Our topic today is the part 2 of Excel function string manipulation tricks. As I said in the previous tutorial, the part 2 will be on practical session of how to be proficient in using multiple Excel functions to manipulate string in Microsoft Excel. Please note, the multiple string function used in this tutorial will 100% work in Microsoft Excel 2016, Office 365, Excel 2019, and Microsoft Excel 2024, the latest version. By the end of this tutorial, you will have the skill of an advanced Excel user capable of leveraging multiple functions to automate workflow and boost efficiency in your day-to-day Excel tasks. Also, you will be able to leverage in multiple functions to automate workflow and enhance efficiency more than 1000%. Not to take too much of your time, I'm going to load the Microsoft Excel 2024. This is our data set already embedded into this tutorial, and we have 4 tabs: task 01 to task 04. And our data here is extracted from Microsoft database sample, the Northwind database. Anyone that wants to use this kind of data set to practice, you can download the Microsoft Northwind database from Microsoft sample database from the Microsoft website. So I'm going to start straight away. So the first thing we have a couple of them in this particular task in this tab. One is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the first thing to do in this one is to count word in cell, which is going to be referring to cell A2. So we're going to add our code into B2. Because of the time, for those of you that have not watched the part 1, I will advise you to watch the part 1 to understand, because we explain in detail so that you can understand the practical sample what we are doing here, because we've already demonstrated the theoretical aspect of all the 12 functions that we are using in this particular practical tutorial. This one is a combination of len, trim, and substitute to generate and count the word in this column A2. So we double click to generate that. So that's what this particular function does. So the next one is to find the first word in A2, and we're going to be using left and find function. So we add our code function to C2 and we press enter. As you can see, we use left and find and we double click. And the third one is to find the last word in A2, and we're going to be using combination of trim, right, and substitute, and also repetitive rect function. As you can see, that extracts the last word in A2. So we double click to populate to the rest of the column. You can see the rest of the column. And the next one is to find second word in our A2. And we're going to be using combination of left, right, length, find function to extract the second word from our A2, which is 10, and we double click. We can see that all the word has been extracted, all the second word. Basically, this is not extracting numeric from string. It's just based it on second word. And the reason why this one is useful based on this particular scenario example as we are using on this particular tutorial is because this particular data set was generated from computer base, because the reason is because as you can see, all this line showing line as the first word is unique. This line A10 deliberately changed to LIST just to showcase that this is not just showing line, it's based on the first word. So that's the reason why. So this one is very useful if you want to specifically, if you are sure that all your second word are numeric. So the fifth one is mid and trim. So we're going to populate our combination of function, which is trim and mid for this one. So this one, the trim, automatically extract. We tailor it towards, because the mid and trim can be used for any part of the string that you want to extract. But because, as I said earlier on, this particular data set in A column was computer generated, so we know that every first word is line, and the line comprised of 4 characters, and the 4 character plus space is 5, and when you go to plus 1, which is 1, is number 6. So that's why the 6 will start counting and extract additional 2, which is this. So basically, because why we have trim, the trim will remove by the time we do Control C and paste as value. So if you now select again, shift from F2 to then we convert to number. As you can see, it's now convert to number. If you go here and click here, there's no space. That's the reason why we use trim. So that's end of that tax 1 section. And we go to 2, the tax 2, the first thing to do, we are looking for to find word within a string, and the word we are looking for is BSC. As you can see, they are highlighted in red. So what we need to do, we're going to use the combination of is number and slash for this function, and if, making 3 different functions into our B2. So the first thing, which is Nancy, we don't have BSC. The code shows if it's number slash BSC in A2. So that's why, because we don't have it, it's shown no. So those ones that have got BSC, you can see they are all yes. See, that's what this code does. Combination of this number slash and if. So that's it. And the next one is task 3. We have a couple of tasks there, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first thing to do, find first 2 words. To find the first 2 words, we're going to be using combination of left and find. To understand all this code, try to watch theory part 1 of string manipulation function. You double click, you see the first name here is Nancy Williams, extract the Nancy all the way to the last one. So that is very useful function. And the next one is to remove the first word from the string, and the combination of function that we're going to use for that is right, length, and find. As you can see, if you go back to our A2, we have Nancy Williams. Now let's turn it to Williams. So this is very useful function. Imagine your manager said they want to address all the candidates with first name, and you want to remove all the one of the name, either first name or surname. This is what you need to do. Use this, remove all the first word. So this one we have to concatenate, and I'm going to explain later on after I use the first one. Now this one, as you can see, is concat, C-O-N-C-A-T, shortened as. We now combining the last name and first name in B and C. So as you can see, so we double click, that's what it does. It combine the 2 names together and we have space in between. So there's another one, because the concatenate, you can use this concatenate in Microsoft 2016, 19, and 24. If you use it in Microsoft 2010, it's not going to work. So the concatenate, the full one, which is concatenate, is the same thing, but you can use this one in Microsoft 2010, any version. So that's the difference. So the last of our task is task 04, which is extract number from string. To extract number from string, we're going to use this combination of test join true, if error, couple of, see, if error made an indirect length. So this particular one, let me double click to populate so that I can show you something. So like what we did in task 1, when you want to extract the second word, that is all of them, every second word in all the line is numeric. That extra second word is the best to use, but this time around it depends on what you are doing. Every data cleansing varies, but this is very useful as well. Also note, this particular test join can only work from 2016 upward. If you use it in 2013 or 10, it's not going to work. So that's a different combination of code for 2010 or lower version. So that's what to do with this kind of function. And the next one is Control F, find and replace method. I can use this method in order to bring, for me to perform this particular task, I need to bring the value in column A to this. So it's two methods. I can use function to bring it equal A to, I press enter, then I double click to generate all the data. That's it. Then I can use, then I need to highlight, Control Shift arrow down, Control C, then Control V. That's it. But I have to use Control Z to make it blank. That's the first method. And the second method is to copy from A2 all the way to the last record, which is going to be A38, Control C, then I go back to my C2, Control V. That's it. Then I'm going to perform the purpose of this task, and is to use find and replace. Control F, I highlight C column, I press Control F, and I'm going to use the method. And to do that, I'm going to add, I want to get rid of everything from dash, cannot all the same to every data by the right hand side. So I'm going to use space dash asterisk. The asterisk remove everything after the dash, and I'm going to remove this space as well. So if I click on replace, nothing will be in this replace box. Then I'll click replace all. You see, all done, we made 35 replacement. Okay, that's it, done. So the next thing to do is to remove, I will select column C again, press Ctrl F. This time around, I go to my replace box. I'm going to add line, then space. Nothing will be in my inbox in replace with. Then I will click replace all. Automatically, it retain all my numbers. You see, that's the method to use for that one. Just now, another function to generate, check if number is in a string. So to check whether number is in a string, we're going to use a combination of count and find. And we're going to add a function code in D2, press enter. You can see count, count, find, and combination of numeric, and you double click all this way to say D35 are true because they have numbers. But from these last three, they are all false. There's no number. So that's what you need to do. And the last on the list is to extract string. To extract string, and this is the more complex function that got a lot of multiple function. we're going to add our code into E2. As you can see, we have a lot of multiple functions, almost 10 of them. We have test join, true, filter XML, t tag, s tag, substitute, slash s tag, t tag, not number, dot. So that will generate by removing any number. If you go here, you see 10 is here. Now the 10 is no longer there. You see the line, you remove all the numbers. You can see all the way down the number. So that's the end of our section of practical tutorial for multiple strings function. So this is very interesting. Remember, you need to watch part 1 in order to have more understanding about this multiple function and try to use this string manipulation tutorial to master how to use Excel advanced scale. So unleash your potential, come to our channel on regular basis so that you can learn more additional Excel skill. In the next tutorial, we're going to roll out something to do with numeric that got to do with calculation. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. I remain your style. Stay blessed.